I love it.
716 Radio inside the vault with Donta Myles right here on Fire 716 Radio.
Welcome. We're here.
Yep.
And so, listen, we are here. It is 11 a.m. You know, I got a chance to give me an early start this morning.
Good stuff.
Jim.
Talk
right
about
here.
it.
So now we back here at Fire 716 Radio, man. Listen, let's get to it because, you know, we get real greasy.
Yeah, real easy.
Easy greasy,
easy
right?
greasy.
It get easy greasy.
Definitely. Just on a side note, just need to get into the AM workout plan myself. Okay, the weight is decreasing. It's time for some tonnage. That's just on the health level. But we're gonna get right into it because you posted. Was it yesterday or early this morning?
Early this morning and yesterday.
Yeah, that there is a hearing
tonight
taking place. Just give us some more information about what that is and what that entails.
Okay, awesome. So tonight there's a public hearing at the City Hall here in Niagara Falls on Main Street. And this public hearing tonight has everything to do. The mayor and his administration sees fit to borrow the possibility of borrowing or taking out a loan against our CDBG funds. So those CDBG funds, CDBG, for those who don't know, is the Community Development Block Grant funding. Let me let y'all know what these funds are for. These funds actually help low-income families that need help renovating their homes, demolition in the city of Niagara Falls. For all of y'all who complain about the potholes and stuff that's in the road, for the street paving and other things, you know. Who is it? Habitat for Humanity. They actually get help, and other you know, different 501c3 community organizations. They get help from that as well. And what his plan and what they were thinking about is taking out a loan for 20 years, which would take nearly $500,000, $500,000 each year out of that funding.
Just on that basis alone, it don't make sense.
Don't at all.
Just on that alone, we already struggle maintaining things already, and to add such a burden of responsibility now just doesn't make sense at all.
Any sense whatsoever. And what happens is because at the end of the loan, it would be like $9.9 million altogether that would have been. And watch this. So this and what he's trying to take out this loan for. Oh, thank you, John Tay, because I was just about to tell you. What he plans on taking this loan out for is to purchase land for the Centennial Park that he's suggesting, which I'm totally I'm opposed to that anyway.
Yeah.
Because I asked all the questions. I tell y'all, I'm straight when I straight shoot from the hip.
Yeah.
Ain't no need of like playing around with it. I asked all the questions that my colleagues wouldn't ask.
Yeah.
So I asked who's going to be fiscally responsible for the Centennial Park build? Who's going to be fiscally responsible for, and I'm saying all of them together because there was only one answer. Who's going to be fiscally responsible for the $150 million build?
Yeah.
Who's going to be fiscally responsible for maintaining this $150 million build? Who's going to be fiscally responsible for the staff salary to run this?
Right.
Who's going to be fiscally responsible for the interest rate? Because we have, for those who don't know, we have a BBB negative bond rating. That's still horrible. That's horrible for a city. So we don't. So all in a nutshell, in layman's terms, we ain't got good credit.
Valid.
So
valid.
We So who's going to be responsible for paying the millions of dollars a year that's going to cost for that? And then who's going to be responsible for this eminent domain proceeding that he's going against his number two campaign contributor of his 2019 campaign?
Yeah.
So who's so there's lawyers that's getting paid right now.
Lawyers, yeah,
There's going to be court fees, and when you do eminent domain, that can be dragged out for years. And
that's
guess
crazy.
what? Howard Milstein of NFR has the money to drag it out as long as he feel like it. But for me, it just seems kind of funny that I call it WWE. You plan like you have this, let's stage this fight. I'm gonna fight against you. I'm going against the developers who aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is that upon the heels of your campaign? Because his term is up next year.
Term is up, and it's time to vote again.
And it's time to vote again. And I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote.
Yeah,
let's not play with that no more. It's time for everybody to get out and vote. And that's why I always tell people to be present, because then you can see how people are how they're misrepresenting you.
Yeah,
and so you're not voting off of name recognition or off of what some of these so-called leaders are telling you to do. Because some people out here are pushing toxicity as it pertains to our local government. So
for sure.
With that being said, I digress on that. So I asked all of those questions.
Yeah.
Who's going to be responsible financially, right?
Yeah.
And all they had was, well, it's the city right now. And so I said, well, hold on, wait. So you're talking about a city that's already cash strapped. And now let's talk about the Centennial Park project. They're talking about the Centennial Park is supposed to have a outdoor amphitheater.
Yeah.
Now we're in Western New York. How often would we even be using an outdoor amphitheater?
Right, seasonal,
maybe 3 months again. And if Mother Nature don't rain us out for the summer,
mm-hmm.
maybe 3 months.
Right.
And then the indoor supposedly stadium or whatever the case is, but who also has an indoor facility? The Seneca Nation.
Right. And let's just pause there for a moment, because it's like, number one, so now we got to battle the casino,
right?
So now,
as if we got the funding to do that,
and we do not.
No,
and the casino is already hotel house, casino inside. I'm only going down the stairs to go to this event.
Right.
Not about to go outside around the corner to go. I'm not coming over there. Number two. Number three is who y'all bringing.
Right.
Who y'all bringing? That's it's going to cost more money.
More money. See, the casino got that upfront money. That's the thing about it. That's the thing that people ain't understanding.
Yeah.
The casino, they got the money up front, so they can bring whoever they want, and they making their money on the end.
Yes.
They making it on the back end. They ain't sweating that. But the thing about it is you're talking about a city. First of all, our city does a piss poor job of taking care of land and property anyway. So why are we even trying to get back into that business when we're selling more of our land than a little bit? Because we can't take care of it.
Right.
Two, we're talking about a Seneca Nation who makes plenty of money. The little close to $100 million that we try to balance our poor little budget in the city with, they make that like that.
Yeah.
So you think that we're in a position to battle or to compete with a casino that's literally screaming distance away?
Right.
So it's not so none of it is making sense to me. It's not this whole Centennial Park. It's not even diverse for the city. You're talking about a splash pad that we already got. We're talking about a splash pad that turns into an ice skating rink that we already have.
We already have.
We got both of those at our park, at Hyde Park, right?
Yeah.
And a rock climbing wall. Now, at the end of the day, everything that I just named does not scream sustainability.
Right.
So for me, that's why I'm opposing it, and I'm opposing it hard. And I'm not gonna allow that to be used as a campaign strategy.
Right. No.
Oh, if we get this park here, we can add this and we can add that. Oh, they said they can't hear you, Frank. Can y'all hear Frank now? Say something.
What's up?
Okay.
Y'all can't hear me talking loud enough, so you can't hear me on your platform.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
got you. Makes sense. I got you. I'll be a little bit louder. I'm here.
Yeah. So my thing is because what happens is you got eminent domain, which could last years.
Yeah.
So if we go through this proceeding and everybody, they hear you now. And we go through this proceeding and it's like, okay, well, yeah, you got to elect me so I can make sure that this happens. And when we bring this in, and then if Amazon comes in and we can do this together and play this whole fantasy role, the city is tired of being bamboozled.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And the people in the city are tired of being bamboozled and being politricked into everything.
And I just and let me just be my thought process. There's a better way of execution, period. Where that, why haven't we come up with a full-fledged plan of unifying these organizations that have 501c3s, that there's funding and grant money available to build something that is all-inclusive, that includes everybody, that is forward-moving, instead of taking on such a burden to try to persuade somebody that you're doing something to the unknown. It seems like, oh, this is something good for us. But then you realize that you're going to do it, you're going to build it. It's not for us.
Right.
It's not gauged for us. And I'm going to be very open and honest. Niagara Falls has not been inclusive for everybody with their events for so long.
For a long time.
And I go to the events that they approve on 3rd Street. Even I'm at the top of 3rd Street now, but I go, it doesn't look like.
That's the thing about it. And especially when it was like, well, you have Thursdays on 3rd. And
you know what? I didn't. Now, listen. I directly said what I said.
Yep, but I'm gonna pull it out the bag. I'm gonna pull all the pink elephants out.
Because Thursday at Niagara does not look like there is no R&B.
No,
there is no hip hop.
Nope.
There is it is rock and
no neo soul.
No neo soul.
Nothing.
It's not all inclusive. It is not. That when you go down there, the people that run it, and shout out to my guy at the craft that's down there, it just don't look like, it's not even inviting for us to come and pull up.
No, and that's the thing about it. And then the people in the city use that. That's the part.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we have things to do. We have Thursdays on 3rd. The problem is that when I go down there, it doesn't look a whole lot like me.
That's true.
It does, and it's not gauging. We don't have any input on who's to bring, you know what I'm saying? So there's no engagement with the whole community,
right? And it's not like we just y'all just want to be black. No, it's about the whole community. Like there's a diversity of sound of Niagara Falls,
right?
The heartbeat of the city is diverse. But when it comes down to activities and functions, is very one-sided.
Just like we said at the last city council meeting, at the end of the day, same way with Sal Magley Stadium. When most of us ask for the stadium, and a lot of times when it look like us, we get the parking lot. They don't open them gates up. You know what I mean? So it's a lot. The thing is that, be inclusive to, and it's not let me keep it a real and 100 with y'all. This right here, it's not a black and white thing,
right?
Okay, in the city of Niagara Falls, most of our issues are have and have-nots. Unfortunately, some people who are the have-nots feel like, they might be a little bit superior over others. We all in the same boat. Let's call it what it is. So that's my little disclaimer brought to you today by Starbucks Pink Drink. So I digress. So going back to this park. So I'm opposed. I'm gonna keep saying it so people can really understand what I say. And while we got, I got 11 folk on here, and however many people that's listening on the radio, thank you guys for tuning in. Listen, and let me just put the plug in while we in the middle and while people are here. Please download Fire 716 Radio, please, because it's good content. It's a good station. It's a station that has plenty of meat in it, so you'll be able to eat. Right. With that being said, what we need to do is we need to become more engaged as a community.
Yes.
That's one. I've been screaming, hey, I'm going to be, a representative for the city that is transparent, that is accountable, that cares, you know what I mean? And I've been fighting. I'm doing everything that I said that I was going to do. But what needs to happen is the people have to, there's a community aspect to
Yes.
what it is that needs to happen. And it's going to take the community to get more engaged. Yes, some of those city council meetings are boring, but guess what? A lot of the stuff that slid into agenda items and that's passed, most of y'all don't know about because you won't show up, right? So for me, one, please show up. That's one. Two, while you're on here, start sharing this. Share the content because I don't know the algorithm of Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't, sometimes people, oh, I haven't seen it. Okay, well, listen, we got 10 people on here and y'all hear me right now and whoever else. I need you guys to share this and then encourage others to share.
Yeah.
Because what happens is, everybody, like, not everybody. I don't like that. So I hate using everybody or all the time or you never. In many cases, a lot of people say, I didn't know about it. Or I didn't see it or whatever.
Yeah.
So now it's 10 of y'all on here. That means I should have at least 10 shares.
Yeah.
And encourage others to share because this content that we're putting out here on Fire 716 is guaranteed is going to be raw. It's going to be uncut. It's going to be straightforward. And it allows people to absolutely. It allows people to engage. So just want to put that out there. Start sharing because it don't take nothing to share. When this video comes up, when it comes up, if you on Fire 716, hit it because we got it's Fire 716 on Facebook.
Yeah,
go share so we can get the content out. So y'all can't say that I didn't tell you.
You're right.
With that being said, I oppose again. And I'm gonna keep saying it so people know my stance.
Absolutely,
it's not gonna take no.
Absolutely.
You ain't gotta have to ask. Not a soul. You're not gonna have to have a translator to come in.
right.
You know what I mean?
I don't know where he stands.
Interpretation and an interpreter to interpret what I said. I oppose this whole project because it's all on the back of the city of Niagara Falls. Two, they don't have. So if it's so great, if this thing is so great, why aren't there any investors? Oh, and that's another thing.
Yeah,
I spoke on that. I said, I hate for my intelligence to be insulted. Don't insult my intelligence.
Yeah.
When I asked you about investors, you tell me that we can't talk about the funding until we acquire the land.
That is dumb.
I said that was a bold-faced lie. That's dumb. I said you don't have to acquire land to have a conversation with the doggone investor. This is our private sector. That's what we need to be reaching out to. Just like Mr. Gary Hall, when he did the thing with the Ralph Wilson, the stadium over there on 66th Street, he put his money up because he felt that was something that would be good for that area.
Right.
Well, guess what? If this thing was so great for the city of Niagara Falls, I promise you there should be a whole lot of investors jumping out the seams to get on board with this. But guess what? You don't have one.
Not one.
You got investors that can invest to get your campaign account over $200,000, but none of them can. So I have an issue.
Yeah.
So my issue is that I feel like you're trying to play us as a city.
Because if I was an investor, it's not worth it.
It's not.
It's not worth it.
You'll lose more money than you'll ever gain because people want to get a return.
Absolutely.
Two, that whole thing that they voted on was to try to get support from the state.
Yeah.
But why was I'm talking right to y'all. So why did they say that they already had support from the state? Why did they say? Why was it made mention that the state is ready to support that? So why are we putting out a letter to the state to try to get some support?
Yeah.
Two, if the state did support, what if they said, okay, we support your little project. We'll give you $50 million. Where the rest of the $100 million is going to come from?
Right.
See, it's a lot of questions, unanswered questions. And people are tired of being bamboozled.
No, for sure. People
are very tired of being bamboozled and run them up and led astray.
Right. And you know what? And I consider to be wisdom. People are like, oh, you're trying to poke holes in the plan. No, I'm exposing the possible leaks.
Right. Listen, that's my job as city councilman to make sure that we're fiscally responsible.
That's not it.
Fiscal responsibility. That's my job. So what happens is you come up with a plan that's gonna put us in a hole, millions of dollars, and
Right.
then you're gonna take away services from our city to buy land for this plan that you don't have. Where's your 5, 10, and your 15 and 20-year plan? Where's
Yeah.
your business plan?
Valid.
Where is the finances? How much money are we going to make from this?
Right.
Like, where is the show me the numbers?
Right. And I'm gonna just have to say it.
Say it.
Writing the letter is not doing the due diligence required, because before anybody even think about investing, where's your business plan?
Right.
That's just basic fund. We not even
101.
101. What's your business plan? What's your proposition? Who's your audience? Who's coming to see? How long? Where's the return at?
Mhm.
Like we got to go. And let me just be my petty self.
Please.
And as a business person, we got to do that just to attempt to walk into a bank to have a conversation.
Right. Right. Before you even make it to the doggone desk to talk, they're gonna be like, "Where's the paper?
Where's the papers at?"
There's none now.
That's crazy.
There is none right now. There is no real plan. That's why I feel like this is just a little plot. See, here's the thing about it, and I'm gonna talk about this. So, at the end of the day, he's talking about the Centennial Park. Now, I'm a kind of roughly go over our mayor and his administration's whole 3 years thus far. The whole 3 years. The mayor was quiet for 20 months in the name of COVID, right?
Yeah.
So they did pretty much of hardly nothing. Couple of little updates every now and again. But the city gave him a pass for COVID.
Yeah.
One. So 20 months of hardly anything. And then all of a sudden, out the clear blue, after that 20 months was over, we're looking at this big thing about STRs. Oh my God, out of all of the crime and all of the poverty and all of the craziness, all of the infrastructure holes that we have in our city, the biggest issue, the first thing you want to attack is STRs. That's the only, so that right there struck me real kind of like,
wow. Now what's STRs?
Okay, let me tell you.
Because
I know I can't be using these acronyms. All right.
I'm here for y'all.
Right, thank you. Short-term rentals.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Short-term rentals, Airbnb, bed and breakfast and stuff like that. Y'all know it was a whole big old thing about that for a long. When he finally started talking, and he got a few people from what is it, Cayuga Island, to come out to me. He had all his buddies, his girls that came out,
I recall.
and they were talking about, oh my God, and they're talking about really like one person that's out there. So that one person that they have such a problem with is all of a sudden this big issue with STRs. Crime still took place. People still died. People still were shot. The roads are still looking kind of crusty. Trees are still on this list that's been over 12, 13, 15 years. It's so much stuff that still, people are still in poverty. There's still people are homeless out in the streets. Young and old. And that's going to be another conversation that I'm going to have, especially as it pertains to the job that I used to work at. Tune in. New details at 11, right?
No, say less. New commercial coming soon.
Right. So all of this stuff still took place, and the thing that held highest priority was short-term rentals.
That's crazy.
Watch this. Then all of a sudden, so we have to get a new zone, short-term rental zoning, right? And so the short-term rental zoning is in this one area, and this is the only place that you can put short-term rentals in. Of course, it's in this whole area, of course, right? And finally, once they did all of this zoning and short-term rental zoning and new ordinance and all this other stuff, then he talks about the Centennial Park project, which is going to be basically right in the heart of that short-term rental zone.
That's crazy.
So we've been spending our ARP funds like it's nothing. Now, I said before, I understand the police and fire and different things in the DPW, because we do complain about snow, so we need better plows, because and let me just so people understand that sometimes with the plows and stuff and some of the machinery, it's interchanged. So in the wintertime, they putting the plow part on that. But then the summertime and it turns into something else.
Yeah, like a
So
dump
these are
truck.
being driven year
Year
round.
round, no valid.
So I'm like, listen, I understand these different things because it does help the quality of life
Yes.
of the people. With that being said, they've been trying to dig into that. Again, Sal Magley Stadium. They want to use us, So this is the thing, but we've been needing a community center in the 4th district
for
forever. And we've been and watch this. The first hearing, the first public hearing that we pretty much almost had to make him have, a first forum. Let me put it that way. First community forum. No, it wasn't a public hearing. It was community. I want to make sure I use my words right because there's a lot of people that's waiting for me to say something wrong anyway. So the first community forum that we had to have him have, we did a whole survey in the community stating, hey, this is what we need. The community was talking about that. And I'm going to tell y'all some of the stuff, such as the community center. We need that. We need a community-driven daycare center.
Yes.
Something that's actually affordable. Right? So these are the things, just a couple of the things that we were talking about in regards to what we would really like to see those funds used for. And he hasn't used for any of it yet, right? So here's that. So while he's doing all of this planning and all of this extra stuff, this Centennial Park doesn't cover any of the needs. All it is just an idea.
Yeah.
And I'm not willing to stand behind $180 million idea that's not going to bring anything back. And you haven't, and watch this, we're the ones that's going to have to keep this thing running.
Yeah.
So you want me to come and patronize this place, but you ain't asked me what I want in it.
What I want in it.
And I'm saying ain't, because this is Donta. This is not Councilman Myles right now. Like, this is what it is. Yeah. So you haven't asked not a soul. You haven't surveyed the community. And said, hey, what would you like to see in this wonderful idea of a Centennial Park?
Right. And then not only that, you haven't even included the previous conversations. You haven't even, so just me, if you had a survey already that was kind of forced, we have an idea what people want and need.
Right.
You want to do this project. You didn't even think to look and do your research about what has already been presented.
Right.
That's been required. So you haven't done your due diligence and seeing what was needed, or even going out to find out anything new that was required. You haven't.
And watch this. How about, see, that's the thing. That's why it shows you where people just like will overlook you just really in your face.
In your face.
Now, you can't tell me. Now we talking, we don't have a city, a community center.
Nope.
Our YMCA has been transformed into a homeless shelter.
Yep.
And God bless them for what they do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not throwing any jabs.
Yeah.
13th Street Center has been closed. Center Avenue Center has been closed and demolished. Right? So we don't have that here, but you expect these kids to just find something to do in a land that's barren. So watch this. If you were smart in the Centennial Park project that you're talking about $150 million in the building construction of it, why wasn't it an idea of saying, hey, you know what? In the right wing of this place, we're gonna have a community center as well.
Right.
And we're gonna have some classes, for trades, and we're gonna have different things that that the people actually asked for. The people actually requested. People wanted. So we're gonna include all of that. You're talking about rock climbing, splash pads, and ice skating rinks, man. Come on.
And that disturbs me because it also shows me, and I say this all the time, we're not current
at all
to what's happening in
media. That was huge for me too. Because when you said, I'm sorry,
valid. Because we're not. This is where we are. This is what your children's do. This is what's happening. How many? And I'm not rapper on rappers. Okay, we have people who like to rap. They do poetry. They do content creating. They do this media layout formatting. People want to do films. They want to do movies. you y'all doing the same stuff we've been doing, and you're not opening up that venue to teach, to train, to develop. Listen, we need classes for the older people who are not tech savvy, so they don't be so outdated they can't get a job going forward. Things are changing. AI, everything is evolving, and we still building old stadiums, rock climbing, and skating. We're redoing what we've already done, and being current is so important because there's another wave of young people who are coming up, and if we are not moving forward and progressive, they're leaving. And if they're leaving, there is nobody to do anything.
You're taking away you're no, not even you're running away the tax.
Absolutely,
that's what happens. And I'm like, ice skating rink. I said during my campaign, 2019 and 2021, I don't know how many people was like, when are we going to get a regular roller skating ring?
Because
let me tell you, that could be multi-use.
Yes.
Because guess what happens? They have cats that do concerts in roller skating parks in other parts of the country, where they have like a DJ or something that sit right in the middle of the joint, and they people rolling around, or you know what I'm saying, or they'll have a concert with a live band in the middle.
Move the bumpers around. We changed this venue. You got the concession stand right there. Rent it. You can rent it out. You can use it. Listen, so much
that you can do with the things that that are may not even be so new, but it's a desire, it's a demand. People want it, you know what I mean? So it's something that people want. So my thing is I'm really, again, I'm gonna say it again, as far as one, of course, I'm definitely opposed to this loan, far as taking out a loan on our community development block grant funding that serves a lot of people who are low income families, people who need this help. Also, streets, paving, demolition and stuff like that. That's what this helps. I'm against them taking out a 20-year loan, $500,000 a year on that, and it's going to take $500,000 worth of services away from us that we need. One. So, if I'm opposed to the Centennial Park project, period, I'm going to be opposed. And I'm going to speak my piece tonight. So make sure y'all show up, since y'all here too, tonight at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
You got to show up. Come. And if you, I believe if you want to speak, you might have to come here early. They might have the sign-in sheet or whatnot. But come tonight at 6 o'clock. That's where they'll be having this forum in this conversation in this public hearing. But I 30 minutes ago quick. Right?
No, it's quick, and I gave a little bit a 2-minute extension. But listen, make sure you guys come out tonight at 6 o'clock at City Hall, right here on Main Street in Niagara Falls, New York. Avail yourself, man. Show up. I'm gonna fight to be there myself. I had a previous engagement, but I'm gonna see if I can readjust it, because your voices count. They matter, and there's no need to complain and sit at home when there's a spot for you to come and open up your mouth and say what needs to be said. Listen, you tuned into The Vault with Donta Myles right here on Fire 716 Radio. Peace. Later.
6 o'clock tonight. Y'all share this video too. Share it. Go on Fire 716. Download it. And share. Make sure, again, Fire 716. FIRE number 716 Radio. Make sure y'all share that, and come tonight, because we can. Thank you so much.
What's up, everybody? It's Kier here, Inject Faith Hope Love. I am so excited to announce that you can now catch me right here on Fire 716 Radio each and every Monday for Inject Mondays at 7 p.m. So go ahead and download the app and rock out with your girl. Again, that's each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Tune in and have a good time with us.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Donta Myles, a.k.a. D-Belly, a.k.a. your city councilman. I'm here at Fire 716 Radio. And I'm asking you to tune in on Thursdays at 11 on our show, The Vault. We're going to be having some conversations that's super relevant, but very important. And sometimes it may be a little uncomfortable, but we're going to make sure that we get our voices out. Come tune in on Thursdays at 11 a.m. and make sure you download the Fire 716 app. See you then.
What days? I always just catch y'all when I
Monday,
come in.
Wednesday, and Friday.
Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
8 a.m. to 10 a.m.
8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Listen, they are hilarious. I love it though. You know, I mean, Big Girl Chronicles and all of it.